The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows over the rugged canyon. Messi and Ronaldo stood at the edge of the world, staring down into a labyrinth of jagged rocks and twisting trails. This wasn't their usual playground of roaring stadiums and screaming fans. No. Today was different. They had come seeking an ancient relic, a legendary artifact rumored to grant unimaginable power to whoever possessed it. "Do you think this is real?" Messi asked, his voice tinged with skepticism. He adjusted the straps of his hiking pack, glancing at Ronaldo, who seemed unshaken by the task ahead. "Real or not, we're here," Ronaldo replied with his trademark confidence. "And if it is real, we'll find it. After all, nobody beats the two of us. Not on the field and not here." Their journey had begun days earlier when they stumbled upon an old journal in a dusty antique shop. The leather-bound book detailed the existence of an artifact known as the Heart of the Canyon. The artifact was said to be hidden deep within Whispering Canyon, a treacherous place where few dared to venture. Legends told of eerie whispers that drove intruders mad, and creatures lurking in the shadows, guarding the artifact from unworthy seekers. Now, as they stood at the canyon's mouth, the air was heavy with an unspoken tension. The first few hours of their trek were uneventful. The trail was narrow but manageable, flanked by towering rock formations. Occasional gusts of wind carried faint sounds that almost resembled whispers. Messi shivered despite the warmth of the day. "Do you hear that?" he asked, pausing to listen. Ronaldo nodded but didn't stop walking. "It's just the wind. Let's keep moving." But as they delved deeper into the canyon, the whispers grew louder, more distinct. They seemed to call their names, weaving through the air like an invisible thread. By nightfall, they found themselves in a small clearing surrounded by towering cliffs. Setting up camp was a silent affair. The eerie atmosphere had drained them of their usual banter. As Messi lit a small fire, Ronaldo pulled out the journal and studied the next set of instructions. The journal spoke of a hidden passage that could only be revealed under the light of the full moon. They had to wait. Hours passed, and the moon climbed high into the sky. Its silvery light bathed the canyon, casting eerie shadows on the rocks. Messi noticed something glinting on the cliff face ahead, etched into the stone, glowing faintly in the moonlight. "There!" he exclaimed, pointing. Ronaldo grabbed a flashlight and approached the wall. The symbols formed a pattern that seemed to hint at a mechanism. After a moment of study, he pressed his hand against a specific arrangement of symbols. The ground trembled, and a hidden door slid open, revealing a dark tunnel. The tunnel was narrow and damp, the air thick with the scent of earth and decay. The whispers grew louder here, echoing off the walls. Messi and Ronaldo pressed forward, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. Suddenly, Ronaldo froze. "Did you see that?" he whispered, his voice barely audible. Messi turned sharply, his flashlight sweeping the tunnel. For a moment he saw it, a shadow darting just out of reach, faster than his eyes could follow. "Maybe it's just an animal," Messi said, though his voice lacked conviction. "Let's hope so," Ronaldo replied. The tunnel eventually opened into a vast cavern, its ceiling lost in the darkness above. In the center of the cavern stood an ancient stone pedestal, and atop it lay a small, glowing orb, the heart of the canyon. "We found it," Messi breathed, his awe evident. But as they stepped closer, the whispers became deafening, turning into a chorus of voices shouting warnings and threats. The ground beneath them shifted, and from the shadows emerged figures cloaked in darkness. Their forms were human-like, but their eyes glowed an unnatural red. "Stay back!" Ronaldo shouted, grabbing a rock from the ground. The figures didn't respond with words, but lunged forward as one. Messi and Ronaldo fought with everything they had. Messi's agility allowed him to dodge and distract, while Ronaldo used his strength to knock the creatures back. But the Guardians were relentless, their numbers seemingly endless. Just when it seemed like they would be overwhelmed, Messi noticed something. Each time the light from their flashlights struck the creatures, they recoiled. "Use the light!" Messi shouted. The two athletes focused their beams on the creatures, driving them back inch by inch. Finally, the Guardians retreated into the shadows, their whispers fading into silence. With the Guardians gone, Messi and Ronaldo approached the pedestal. The orb pulsed with a warm, inviting glow, but as Ronaldo reached out to take it, the cavern began to quake. The pedestal split apart, revealing a second artifact, a jagged black stone that seemed to absorb the light around it. "The journal didn't mention this," Messi said, staring at the stone. A deep, booming voice filled the cavern. "Choose wisely. One grants great power, but at a terrible cost. The other offers wisdom and unity." Ronaldo's hand hovered over the glowing orb. "Power sounds tempting," he said, half joking. Messi placed a hand on his friend's shoulder. "We didn't come here for power. We came here to prove we could face the unknown together." After a moment's hesitation, Ronaldo nodded. Together, they reached for the glowing orb, leaving the black stone untouched. The moment their hands touched the orb, a brilliant light filled the cavern, and the whispers ceased. When the light faded, The orb was gone, but they felt a newfound clarity and strength within themselves. The cavern began to collapse, the ground splitting apart beneath their feet. Messi and Ronaldo sprinted toward the tunnel, dodging falling debris and leaping over chasms. As they burst through the hidden door and into the open canyon, the sun was rising, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. They collapsed onto the ground, breathing heavily but smiling. "We did it," Messi said, looking at Ronaldo. "Of course we did," Ronaldo replied. "We're a team." As they made their way out of the canyon, they noticed the whispers were gone. The forest was alive with the sounds of birds and rustling leaves, as if the canyon itself had been freed from a curse. The journal, now blank, served as their only physical reminder of the adventure. But the bond they had forged in the heart of the Whispering Canyon was a treasure no one could take from them. "Think anyone will believe us?" Messi asked with a grin. "Probably not," Ronaldo replied, laughing. "But that's okay. This one's just for us." If you enjoyed this thrilling tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to join us on more adventures. Stay tuned for the next chapter in Messi and Ronaldo's incredible journey.